Hello students, today we are going to talk about relational operators. As I told you, operator is a symbol that designates an operation. Now there are different types of operators depending upon their function or the number of operands they handle or their position within the operands. Based on the function, the different types of operators are arithmetic operators, relational operators, logical operators, increment and decrement operator, conditional operator, assignment operator, and some special operators. We have already discussed assignment operator and arithmetic operator. We have added some information about these operators and we will be having some more lectures on them so that our concepts become clear. As I told you, my methodology is I teach gradually and I develop the concepts of the student gradually. Now, what are relational operators? Relational operators are those operators which are used to compare two numbers. The different relational operators are greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, and not equal to. The symbols of the relational operators are given in the slide here. This is a symbol for greater than, this is a symbol for less than, this is the symbol for greater than or equal to, and this is the symbol for less than or equal to. Two equal to are used for comparing the two numbers. A single equal to is used for an assignment. So we have got two different operators for equal to and assignment. I have already discussed this in previous lectures also. Now we have got two symbols for not equal to. One is exclamation equal to and another is less than and greater than symbol. But this is a single operator. Even though we have pressed two keys, but it is a single operator. Again, 2 equal to 2 is considered as a single operator. That is equal to operator, which will compare the two numbers and will determine whether they are equal or not. Now, what are relational expressions? Relational expressions are those expressions which are formed by using relational operators exclusively. Now, what is the syntax of the relational expressions? The syntax is like this. First we write a operand 1, then we write a relational operator, then we write operand 2. We are actually comparing operand 1 and operand 2, and the type of comparisons we do depends on the type of relational operator we are using. If I write a greater than sign here, that means I am checking whether operand 1 is greater than operand 2 or not. If I write two equal to's, then I am checking if operand 1 is equal to operand 2 or not. But this will depend on value of operand 1 and operand 2. If I am checking for equality, if the values are equal, then I will get the result as true. Now, where are these operators used? Relational operators are used mostly in conditional statements and iterative statements or loops, where we form conditions. They can be also used in assignment statements, declarative statements, and conditional operator. Now, there should be no confusion between conditional statement, conditional operator, okay, because these are two different things. Conditional operator is a different thing. It is basically an operator, but conditional statement is a statement like if else, if ladder, nested ifs, and switch case. We have discussed conditional statements, but conditional operator is an operator that's the symbol of that operator is question mark and colon, it is a ternary operator, but we can use relational expressions to form conditions in conditional operator. In previous lectures I have given one example of the conditional operator. So conditional statements and conditional operator are two different things. They are not same, even though sometimes students gets confused between the two. Then there is one more thing, that is what we call as, one is conditional statement, one is conditional operator, and one more is there. I'm not remembering. If I remember, I'll tell you later. Okay, now relational operators. Relational operators are of used like this. I have given examples. A greater than B, where A and B are two memory locations. I am checking if C is greater than 10 or not. I am checking whether 10 is greater than 34 or not. I am checking whether A is greater than 10 or not. But in computer world, that is in C programming, A, B, C must be variables. That is the memory location with names, and those variables will be having certain values. Actually here in the first example we are comparing the value of variable A with value of variable B, and if the value of A and B happen like that, such that A is greater than B, then the result of this expression will be true. These are the examples of conditional expressions, all the four, where the conditional operator is being used. Okay, now what is the result of the relational operation? The result of the relational operation is always a truth value. Note, the truth value is of two types. One is true and one is false. Both are called as truth values. Now, if I check through the relational operator that A is greater than B or not, then the result may be true or result may be false. So the result that is true or false is a truth value. Okay, now in this case 10 is greater than 34. We know 10 is not greater than 34. The result will be false. So the result of this relational expression will be false. So the relational operators are used to perform relational operations or comparison operations, and depending upon the comparisons, if the result is true, then it produces the true result, and if the result is false, then the truth value false is produced. Okay, so the truth value is true or false. You remember this. Truth value is true or false value. Now true is indicated in C by any non-zero value. This is very important. True is indicated by C by any non-zero value. False is indicated by 0 in C. So if I am comparing 2 with 3, the result will be definitely false because 2 is not greater than 3, so result will be 0. Now in case I was comparing whether 10 is greater than 5 or not, definitely result will be true because 10 is greater than 5, but the result will not be produced in the form of this word, that is true or false, in C. It only won't be produced in the form of this word true or false. It will be produced as a number, and that number will indicate what is the nature of the result. I will stop here for some time to make you understand this. Suppose I am doing addition of the two numbers, that is 2 plus 3. I get the result as a number, right? That is the number which is obtained by adding 2 and 3. But in relational operator, if I compare two numbers, I get the result as a number, and that number indicates whether the result is true or false. If the number produced is 0, then the result will be false, and if the number produced is non-zero, say 1, -1, 7, 8, any non-zero value, that will be indicating that my comparison is true. I hope you have understood. So we don't generate the word true or false as a result, but we generate, rather the computer or CPU generates a number, and that number indicates the nature of the result. And if that number is 0, the nature of result is that it is false, and if that number is non-zero, then the nature of result is that it is true. And mostly the books will write it as 1, but that is only the part of the information. Actually, the C indicates the truth value by any number other than 0. Since 1 is a number that is other than 0, so most of the books write 1 as true, but that is not true in case of C. A truth value can be any value other than 0. I think this is clear now. Now, how is that truth value produced? Actually, that truth value is produced as a result. Now, how is that result produced? Now, that result is produced by comparison. Now, when can be that true or when can be that false? That depends on nature of values. Like I have already given the example, if I will be comparing 10 with 34, naturally you know by the nature of values, 10 is greater than 34. So C will give the result as true, and that true will not be produced as a word, but it will be produced as number. Say mostly it is 1, okay, or it can be any non-zero number that will represent a true, okay. Now, in case the result is reverse, then that is false, then the C will always generate as 0. I can show you that on the machine also, and we will check it on the machine in the IDE, and it will be clear 100%, okay. But you have to remember that true and false are truth values, and true and false are actually represented by numbers, and 0 represents a false, and any non-zero number represents a truth. And when is 0 or non-zero number produced as a result? Whenever the relational operators are used to compare the two operands. Now, the two operands can be both memory variables, or one is a variable and one is a constant, or both can be constants, and the first one can be a variable and second one can be a constant. These possibilities are possible, and there are many other possibilities other than this, but I am taking simple possibilities right now. I'll discuss the other possibilities later on, okay. Now, okay, this is clear. Now, there is a misconception. If I tell you what does this mean in C, that if A has a value 90 and B has a value 34 and C has a value 4, if I write in C A greater than B greater than C, what does that mean? In mathematics, if you know, it means like this. You know value of A is 90, B is 34 and C is 4. In math, if I give you the values and say A greater than B greater than C, is it true? You will say it is true. Why? Because 90 is greater than 34 and 34 is greater than 4. So the result will be true in mathematics, but C will not do it like this. As I told you earlier, you should remember the golden rule. Only one operation is performed at a time, whether that is arithmetic operation, whether that is relational operation, whether that is logical operation. So in an expression, if there are lot of operations, hundreds of operations, not all operations will be performed simultaneously, but the operations will be performed one by one, depending upon the precedence of the operators. I have discussed precedence earlier, and if the operators have the same precedence, then we will be using a rule called associativity to determine the order of the operations. Okay, now I can show you the precedence table also. for arithmetic integration. Now this is the general precedence table of the C. In this side, that is, this is actually two pages, first page and second page. Both these pages list first the precedence level of the operators, second the description of the operator, and third the symbol of the operator and how it is used and associativity. Same way in the second page also it is like this. Now if the operator has a precedence level 1, that means it has got a highest precedence, and if the operator has got a precedence level 15, that is for comma, it has got a least precedence. Now if you check, I told you earlier in the arithmetic operators that multiplication, division and modulo have the same precedence. What is the precedence? 3, and their precedence is higher than addition and subtraction. What is the precedence of addition and subtraction? That is 4. Therefore multiplication, division and modulo will be performed before addition and subtraction. Is this clear? But if we have got multiplication, division and modulo present in the arithmetic expression, then what to do? Which operation to do first? Because I told you only one operator will be used to perform an operation. Okay, then in that case we use this rule, that is associativity. See, for arithmetic operators associativity is left to right, both for multiplication, division, modulo, addition and subtraction. So if there are more than one operators, suppose multiplication operators, but we know there is a rule that only one operation will be performed, we will start doing the operation from left to right. Now what is the precedence of relational operators? You see, the precedence of the relational operators is given here: less than, greater than, less than or equal to, and greater than or equal to. And these have same precedence, but equal to and not equal to have lesser precedence. So if we have got greater than and equal to in the same expression, the greater than operator will be used before to perform, to perform an operation before what? Before equal to. You should remember this now. But the precedence of these operators, that is relational operators, is less than the arithmetic operators. So what will be done in this case? If we have arithmetic and relational operators present in an expression, then the arithmetic operators will be used first. Normally you won't be having such types of expressions, but such expressions are possible in C. I'll be showing them in the machine as I go ahead with the classes, that in the same expression we can have arithmetic operators and relational operators present, but again the precedence rule and associativity will be used there to determine the order of the operations in which the operations are performed. Okay, now you should remember right now that the arithmetic operators have higher precedence than the relational operators, and among the relational operators, greater than, less than or equal to, and greater than or equal to have higher precedence than equal to and not equal to. Now I have cleared this, that if in math we write something like this, this will generate a value true. Now if we have something like this, there are two operators here, that is greater than and greater than, but both of them won't be operated. That means both of won't be used to perform the operations. That is, the operations will take place one by one. Since two greater than symbols have same precedence, but their associativity is from left to right or right to left. Let us check. Their associativity is from left to right. Okay, then we go back here. Since the associativity is from left to right, so this operation will be performed first, and then this greater than operation is performed. Once this operation is performed first, we know now the result will be either true or false depending upon value of A and B. Now what is the value of A? 90. What is the value of B? 34. So 90 is greater than 34. Yes, so result is true. We say 1. I told you mostly for true 1 will be produced, but any value other than 0 indicates a true value. Okay, so 1 is produced. Then what is the value of C? That is 4. So result will be placed here in this place, because this operation has been done. That is, A has been compared with B, and it has been determined by the CPU or ALU that A is greater than B. So how does it communicate the result? It generates a value 1 to indicate that the result is positive, because A's value is greater than B. Now 1 will be compared with 4, so it takes a different turn. This we have use in mathematics, and we understand it like this, but this has a different meaning in C, and it will be treated like this. First we compare A with B and we get a result, then we compare that result with the 4, and that result is 1 because A is greater than B, but 1 is not greater than 4, but that result will be false. But actually what I wanted to do, I wanted to check whether A was the largest of the 3 numbers. So what is the way out? If I write something like this in C, this won't work. The way out is that we have logical operators. Now logical operators, what are the operators? Logical operators, how do we define them? Logical operators are those operators that perform operations on truth values. Truth values are of two types, as I made clear earlier, either false or true. So truth value can be true or truth value can be false. Now, so logical operators operate on the truth values. Their operands are truth values. This is important. Their operands are truth values. Okay. Now, what are they? They can be used to combine relational expressions. If you have got more than one relational expression, you can combine them using the logical operators, and they are used when we want to test more than one condition. Okay, this will be clear I'll be showing you some examples on logical operators in the IDE. Now, logical operators are of three types: and, or, and not. Okay, and is represented by 2 ampersands, or is represented by 2 pipes. We call this symbol as pipe. And the syntax for and or is operand 1 logical operator and operand 2. Since the logical operator or a comparison operator, as we have seen earlier, or acts on the 2 operands. Like comparison operator, what does it do? It compares 2 operands. But the logical operator also acts on 2 operands, and these 2 operands must be truth values. Must be truth values. Now, how they act on truth value and what is the nature of the result they produce, we'll talk about that later. Now, since the logical operator and or uses 2 operands, so they are called as binary operators. As I told you, operators can be classified into nary, binary, or ternary, depending on the number of operands they act upon. Nary operators act upon 1 operand, binary operators act upon 2 operands, and ternary operators act upon 3 operands. Okay, and we have only one ternary operator in C, that is the conditional operator, which acts on 3 operands. Now, so far as logical operators are concerned, they will act upon 2 operands, and the syntax will be: first you write operand 1, then you write a logical operator, then you write a operand 2. But this operand 1 and operand 2 must be truth values. That means they must be representing a truth value. Truth value is represented by 0 in case it is false, and it is represented by non-zero in case it is true. Now we will take 1 as true. Okay. Now, not. What is the syntax? First you write a not operator, then you write operand 1. As you see, not acts on single operand, so it is a nary operator. Now let us see the truth table of logical operators and, or, and, not, and we will understand how they work. As I told you, AND acts on the two operands, and the two operands, depending upon their truth values, it will produce a result that will be again a truth value. Okay, so AND, OR, and NOT, all the three produce results in the form of truth values, and those truth values will not be represented by words or letters, true or T or false or F, but actually they will be represented by numbers. Once I go in to IDE, I will show you how these values are numbers and they are not actually alphabets or words. Now, as AND acts on the two operands, let us suppose this is the value of this column represents the value of operand 1 and this column represents the value of operand 2. Since operand 1 and operand 2 are truth values, so different combination of values that are present for both these operands are false false, false true, true false, and true true. Now the AND produces the true result if both the operands are true, and it produces a false result if one of the operands is false. Okay, so AND means, suppose I say I want a coffee and I want a tea, that means I want both. In case I want both, okay, I don't want one, then I would have said I want a coffee or I want a tea, so you could get me coffee or tea. But once I say I want coffee and a tea, you have to get me both, by meaning both, that when both are true, then only the result will be true, and if any of the operands is false, the result will be false. See here, when both are false, definitely it will be false, and if one of it is false, then the result is false, and if this one is false, operand second is false, the result is false. When both are true, then only result will be true. Now in case of OR, what happens? The result will be true in case if any one of the two is true, and if both are false, then the result will be false. Reverse of the AND. The AND produces result of true when both are true, and OR produces result of false when both are false, when the both operands are false. That is, values of the operand 1 and operand 2 are false, then only it produces result false. If one of the operands is true, then it produces the result as true. So this is the truth table of OR. Okay, as I told you, both OR and AND act upon truth values. Now we have a truth table for NOT. Since NOT is a binary, is not a binary operator, it is a nary operator, therefore it acts on a single operand. Now the single operand can be true or it can have a value false, because NOT also acts on the truth values of an operand, and the truth value of a particular operand can be either true or it can be false. Now in case it is true, the result it produces is false, and in case it is false, the result it produces is true. So it does the negation. Okay, so in case the operand is true, the result produced by NOT will be false, and in case the operand is false, the result produced will be true. Okay, see, the AND, OR, and NOT don't change the operands, they produce the result. Suppose we add two numbers, 2 plus 3, the result is 5, but the two numbers won't change, so operation does not change the operands itself. Okay, but the operation, it produces a result that is a truth value. Okay, so these operators, logical operators, operate on the truth values, and operates on the two truth values, and OR operates on the two truth values, but NOT operates on the single truth value. Okay, now, oh yes, I remember earlier I told you here at the beginning slide, in this slide I told you we should not confuse conditional statement with a conditional operator. One more thing I forgot at that time, that was a conditional expression. These three things are different. Conditional statement is different, conditional operator is different, and conditional expression is different. I see in the students mostly with it is out of my experience I'm saying that most of the students are confused between the three and they are not able to distinguish between the three. Conditional expression is a expression. Now conditional statement is a different thing. It is like if else, if ladder, and nested if. And conditional operator is an operator. Its symbol is question mark and colon. It's a different thing. So conditional expression is an expression, conditional statement is a statement, and conditional operator is an operator. These are three different concepts in C and C++. Okay, kindly remember this. Oh yes, this is the last slide. Now we can go into IDE and we can do some exercise. Now we'll start our exercises with the relational operators. Let me declare two variables, a and b. Initialize the value of a to 9 and initialize the value of b to say 6. I can change the values of a and b for later on executions so that I'll make you clear. Now let us see if I write a greater than b. Okay, let us see the result and I will store that result in C. It is possible to write expressions like this. Okay, I can say C is equal to a greater than b, and I know the value of a is 9 and value of b is 6. So let us see the result that will be stored in C. Let me run in the trace mode. I have to define a variable because I have not defined C. Because it is a rule, the moment you use a variable it should be declared, and if you don't declare a variable it will lead to errors. Okay, now I won't be having errors. Now once I compile, once I debug and watch, I add the watch to three things. I'll say a and I will debug and I will add watch to the b, and I will also add watch to the C. Okay, now after this statement a changes to 9 and b changes to 6. C is having some junk value. Now after this statement the result of this operation, that is a greater than b, will be stored in C. As I told you, if a is greater than b, result is true, and if a is less than b, result is false, or even if a is equal to b, result will be false. So but I know from the values that I have initialized to a and b that a is 9 and b is 6, so result should be true. Now see what is stored in the C. Now in the C I am getting the result as 1. As I told you, the true will be represented by 1 or any number other than 0. Okay, any number other than 0 will represent a result of a relational expression as true, and if the value is 0 it will represent false. Let us see once more. Now suppose I make values like this. 9 is, I make b as 16. Now naturally 9 is not greater than 16. See here, if I again run the program, and now a becomes 9, b becomes 16, because initialization at the point of declaration. Now let us see the type of the result that will be produced here. And since you are wise enough to know from the values that a is less than b, so let us see what is the result that is stored in C. Now the C stores the result 0. That means this result is false. As I told you, the truth value is represented by values, either 0 or non-zero, and 1 will naturally represent false. Okay, now if I make two values as equal, I will see what happens. Now again a is equal to b, it's not greater than b, so result will be again false, and again in C I get a 0. So there are two possibilities for when I'm using a greater than symbol, sorry, there are three possibilities. One is either the two numbers will be equal, either one number will be greater than other, or one number will be lesser than other. Okay, these are three possibilities. Either a will be greater than b, or a will be equal to b, or a will be less than b. So depending on the values of a and b, if a is greater than b, result will be true and 1 will be stored in c, and if a is equal to b, result will be false and 0 will be stored in c, and if again a is less than b, result will be again false and what will be stored in c is 0. Okay, this way it is clear that what does the relational operator do? It does the comparison of a and b, and what is the result it produces? It actually produces a value 0 or 1, and that will indicate whether the answer is true or false. So true and false are represented by numbers. Now the two operands here were memory locations. I can use two operands as constants. Say 10 is compared with 9. If I compare 10 with 9, what should be the result? Yes, 10 is greater than 9, so result will be positive. So result C in C, now I have 1. So it always produces a result 0 or 1. Now you can compare two memory locations, or you can compare two constant. Again you can compare a constant with a memory location. Now a is 16 and the first operand is 10. Is 10 greater than 16? Not at all. Result is false. So my result in C should be 0. Now you know result in advance. When you know result in your advance, you can understand the outputs produced by your programs. Then you can check for different outputs whether your logic is right or not. Once you are able to do that, you will be able to test your programs well. And if you are testing, if your outputs are not coming the way it should come, then you need to debug your programs. Either it will be having errors, and those errors can be semantic errors or syntax errors, or other two types of errors. But mostly the errors that we'll be checking on will be syntax errors or semantic errors. Okay, now I have already given lectures on errors. Now if I want to check for equality, see, how do I check whether two numbers are equal or not? Again I can use this operator there, not single equal to. Here I am checking whether 10 is equal to a or not. Let me, now is a is 16, is 10 equal to 16? No, result is false. So the result is stored in C. Okay, because we are using assignment operator. See here, you see the two different jobs. One job is done by equal to, and one job is done by two double equal tos. Double equal to does comparison, but equal to assigns the value, that is the result that is produced by this relational expression 10 equal to a, and stores that in C. Okay, now this was comparison. Equality, you can again check for inequality. I will say 10 is not equal to a. That is true, because 10 is not equal to 16, so result it should produce is 1. See here, result is 1. Now I can check if 10 is greater than or equal to a. Is 10 greater than a? No. Is it equal to a? No. So result is false. Let us see. So result is false. In C, 0 is stored. Let me again check for equality. Now I compare 16 with a. Yes, 16 is equal to a. I am checking here, is 16 greater than or equal to a? Yes, 16 is equal to a. So one of the two possibilities is true. So the result will be true. Yes, the result is 1, so it is true. So in greater than or equal to, if one operand is equal to the second operand, the result will be true. And if one operand number 1, that is the first operand, is greater than the second operand, the result will be true. When will be the result false? Once it is like this. Suppose Now I am comparing 1 with A. Is 1 greater than A and value of A is 16? No. Is 1 equal to A? No. So result will be false. Yes. So this operator greater than or equal to checks if operand 1 is greater than A or operand 1 is equal to A. In case one of the two conditions is true, then it assigns one value to the C, and then the result will be true. And if one is the first operand will be less than the second operand, then the greater than or equal to will produce a false result. Okay. Same way I can do for not equal to. Not equal to symbol is exclamation equal to. Is 1 not equal to A? Yes, 1 is not equal to 16, so result is true. Okay, C stores 1. Now if I say 16, then let us check. 16 is not equal to A. No, 16 is equal to A. Why? Because A has a 16 value, so result is false. That way you can understand now how these different relational operators act. They act by comparing the two operands, and depending on the value of the operands, the result produced is true or false. Again, that result is a truth value, that is indicated by a number 0 or 1. 0 indicates a false value and 1 indicates a true value. Okay. Now let us see if I write something like this: A greater than B greater than C. Now what does this mean? This does not mean I am checking actually A is greater than B or B is greater. It actually means according to the rules of precedence only one operation is performed at a time, and that too leftmost, because there are two operations to be done here, greater than equal to. As I told you, whenever you write an expression, then the operators are not acted upon simultaneously. Only one operation is performed at a time, and that operation is just determined from the precedence table. Now in precedence table, if you check greater than and greater than, they will be naturally having same precedence because it's the same operator. But which one to do first? This one, left one, or right one? Again, you have a rule called the associativity there, and associativity of relational operators is left to right. So first this relational operator will be, this greater than symbol will be used to perform the what you call operation. That is the leftmost, that is A greater than B. This operation will be performed first. And what is the result of this operation? It is 0 or 1 depending upon the nature of result. Now A's value is 16 and B I have initialized as 16. Is 16 greater than 16? No. So it will produce a false result. False result means it will produce a 0. Then that 0 will be compared with C. Okay. And 0 is greater than C, that is 9. No, that is false. So the overall result of this will be false. Let us check. What is the value of C after this? So it is false. C is 0. Okay. What is the way out when I want to compare A with B and C? Because writing something like this in mathematics is okay, but writing something like this in C is not okay. Okay, I have explained this in the presentation. Now let us see how we do this. I check if A is greater than B. Okay, and write it in bracket. Then I check and A is greater than C. Okay. Now what does this mean? As I told you, only one operation will be performed at a time. Okay. Let us first look into the precedence of relational operators and logical operators. Since there are three operations to be performed in this expression. One is this greater than, then there is and, then there is greater than. Now which operation should we do first? Let us look into the precedence table. The precedence table says that greater than, that is here, has a precedence of 6. Now the logical and, that is here, has a precedence of 11. So greater than has a higher precedence than the logical. Okay, again associativity of greater than is left to right. Okay, since greater than has a higher precedence than logical, so greater than operation will be performed first. Let us now go back into IDE and check it out what we mean by this. Now see here, whenever the expression is to be evaluated and answer is to be found, first we should see what are the operators involved. The operators involved are greater than, and operator, and greater than. Since greater than has the highest precedence, so this will be done, this operation will be done first, or this operation will be done first, because now this and this have the same precedence, two greater than. So what to do? Should we do this operation, or leftmost greater than operation, or rightmost greater than operation? No, we should do the leftmost. Why? Because it is shown in the table when the precedence is same for relational operators, they should be done in the order starting from left to the right. Okay, now in that case I'll be doing this operation first. A greater than B. Is A greater than B? Let me put the values, let me change the values so that it becomes true. Yes, A is greater than B now. Is A greater than C? Yes. Now since this operation is done first, it produces the result as a truth value, and that value will be substituted here as a result. Okay, and then when the next operation is produced, so it will produce a result of 1, because in this case 16 is greater than 6. Okay, so this produces, let me write it and later on I will delete it. This is just for explanation. We can not write statements like this in the compiler. Okay, if I say the result of this is 1, why? Because A is 16 and B is 6. So if A is 16 and B is 6, result will be 1. Why? Because 16 is greater than 6. Now A is 16 and C is 9, so result of this will be also 1. Okay, and the AND acts on the truth values. What are the truth values? This is the third operation that will be performed. First this leftmost operation will be performed, then this rightmost operation will be performed, then this operation will be performed. And how did we know this? From precedence table. Since the relational operators have higher precedence than logical AND, this is the logical AND, this 2 ampersands. So these two operations will be done before this. Now which one should be done, leftmost or rightmost? Since the associativity rules for relational operators says the associativity is from left to right, so first leftmost greater than is done, and the result produced will be 1. Okay, once this is done, this operation is over. Now we have to do the rightmost greater than operation, and from the values of A and C it is clear that A is 16 and C is 7, the result is 1. Now for the AND, we know from the truth table, if that both values are true, then it produces the result of true. So this should produce the result of true. That means C should get the value of 1, or 1 should be stored in C after performing this operation. Let us see whether that is true or not. Now the value of A, B and C. Now depending on value of A, B and C, if A will be greater than B, okay, if that will be true, and A will be greater than C, then only this will produce the result as true, because the AND acts on the truth values. Okay, A greater than B and A greater than C. Okay, let us see what is stored in C after this. C has 1 now. Now according to the definition of the AND, as I told you, AND operator, it produces the result of true when both the conditions are true. That is, when when the both operands have truth value as 1. Okay, then both operands have truth value as true. When this is true, leftmost condition is true, rightmost condition is true, the result will be true. Actually, this condition is a relational expression, and relational expression produces a truth value, and we are actually comparing the truth values, and acts on truth values, not on the relations, but the relations will produce the truth values in the first step, and those truth values will be compared with the AND, and if both the truth values are true, then the result is true. And if one of the conditions is false, suppose I keep B as 26. Now, if B is 26, what happens? The first condition becomes false because A is 16, B is 26. But the second condition is true. But for the AND, both the conditions should be true. Then only the result is true. Let us see. See, the result is false because one of the conditions was false. Because one of the conditions produced a result that was false, and the AND compared the two results, and only when both the results will be true, then the result will be true. Okay, and so we can use AND operators to compare the two comparison operations, and if both the left hand and right hand comparison operation produces the true value, then only the result will be true. Okay, this is so far as AND is concerned. For OR, you have to apply the argument as per its truth table, and if leftmost side is true and rightmost operand is also true, then it will produce a true. Or if one of the two operands is true, it will produce a true. When both the operands are false, it will produce a false. Now let us see NOT. NOT. How does the NOT act? I told you NOT acts on a single truth value. That truth value can be true or false. Now if I say A greater than B, what is the truth value of this operand? This will be, is 16 greater than 26? No. So this will produce a result of false, and NOT is now acts on the false truth value, and it will change it to true. That true is represented by 1. Okay, now let us try to see AND operation again to make it more clear. Now suppose I say 1, I'll start with 0, end it with 0. I say false, ended with false, because 0 represents a false. What is the result? 0, because the result is false. Let us see. See, the result is false, 0, because I compared 0 with 0, so result is false. Let me write the result here. Sorry. Let me write the results here, okay, so that you can understand. When I ended 0 with 0, I got result as 1. I am putting this into comments so that you can understand. Now C is equal to, I end 0 with 1. Again the result will be false. See, for first case, you see here the result is false, that is C is 0, and this case also C is 0, so that won't be visible because I am storing it in C. So again C is 0. Okay, I can put it in some other variable, or it is clear, I think. Now for this condition also, the result is, in the first case, sorry, the result was 0, and in second case also the result was 0. Now let us go for the third case. That is when A is 1, one of the operands is 1, and other operand is 0. Okay, Let us see the result. Now I'll put this entire thing as comment. Comment means it won't be executed now, it will be taken as a comment. So when I am doing AND of 1 with 0, what will be the result? Naturally it should be 0, right? See, the result is 0. If I write double slashes before any statement in C++, it will be treated as a comment, not as an executable statement. Okay, so I am converting. I now see for 1 0 I got a result of 0. I will make this as a comment. Okay, this is simply to see how AND works. Now if I say, sorry, this should be without comment so that we see the execution first. 1 ended with 1. Let us see the result. See, in this case it should produce a result of 1. See, now 1 ended with 1, true ended with true, the result is true. So only in this case it produces a result of 1. Once again, when both of the conditions are false, let us see what happens. Both are 0. The result is 0. Now I make this as a comment and uncomment this one, so this becomes an executable statement. Now when this is 0 and this is 1, and produce the result 0, so again C is 0. So this is clear. Now let us see the next one. So result is again 0 because 1 and 0 will produce 0. Now I will comment this one and uncomment this one. See what happens. When this is executed, you will see only in this case C is 1. So this is same as verifying the truth table of AND. What I did the operations one by one. I took one operand as 0 and second operand as 0 and produced the result of 0. And when took I first operand as 0, next operand as 1 and produces 0. Then I took first operand as 1 and second operand as 0 and produces the result of 0. When I took first operand as 1, second operand as 1, only in this case, and produces the result 1. I give OR for you as an exercise. Let me now do for NOT. I will say C is equal to NOT of 0. And I will see the result produced. The result should be 1 because NOT converts false to true. So result is 1. Okay. And how many operands it acted upon? On a single operand. So it's a nary operator. Okay. Now if I got C NOT of 1. Okay. I'll comment the first one. Let us see what is the result stored in C. The result stored is 0. So 1 becomes a 0, 0 becomes a 1. In this case, for 1, I got the result of 0, and for 0, I got the result of 1. Let me give an example to make the AND operation clear now. As we know, in the AND, we have a table like this. For 0, 0, result is 1. I am putting it into comment. For 0, 1, result will be 0. Sorry. For 0, 0, result is 0. For 0, 1, result is 0. For 1, 0, result is again 0. For 1, 1, the result will be only in this case it will be 1. So this is the truth table of AND. Okay, I have commented it so that you can understand now. So this is my operand 1, this is my operand 2, okay, and this is the result. In the truth table I have shown in the slide, you should label the first column there as operand 1, second column as operand 2. Okay. Now let us see if the AND operator acts like this or not. This is a truth table for AND. Okay. Symbol is 2%. Okay. Now let us see. I see C is equal to 10 greater than 3 ended with 12 less than 90. Oh, okay. Let me call this as first case. Let me call this as second case. Let me call this as third case, and let me call this as fourth case. Okay. Now I'm first. Is 10 greater than 3? Yes. Is 12 less than 90? Yes. What will be the result? 1 ended with 1. From the table it is clear that it would be 1. That is case 4. Let us see now practically. Sorry, this I have to remove because it's not an executable statement. Sorry. Now see here, C is producing the result 1. Okay, because both conditions are true. Now in case I make this condition as false, the first condition is false and second condition is true. The result of this will be, result should be 0. C is equal to 0. Okay, let me first arrange this window. Now let me make this condition also as false. Now first condition is also false and second condition is also false. So what happens? The result of AND should be false. See here, it becomes 0. So we have seen one by one the different cases related with AND, and we have seen then when the first condition is false and second condition is false, the result will be false. And first condition is false and second condition is true, the result will be false. And if the first condition is true, second condition is false, the result will be false. And if both conditions are true, only in this case result will be true. So these are the different cases possible for AND. I have worked it for you. I hope you have liked the lecture. Thank you.